2016 appearance, first since 2013, and then you add pieces like Chavez, who are a program-changing type player. And we've drawn some comparisons, actually, from some WNBA alums, Sylvia Fowles and Helen Darling, both saying that Chavez reminds them a lot of Carol Lawson, the head coach at Duke, who had a long, illustrious career as a member of USA Basketball, played college at Tennessee, now the head coach at Duke, and I can agree with that.
Just getting it done in the mid-range as well, showing off the entire arsenal so far, 3-level score. McKeer's back on the floor, bouncing inside, nice seal, and then a foul's going to be called on Betts. So it's a good job of doing your work early if you're Sarah Sassi.
Yeah, and holding it and not getting the 3-second call, which I thought was on the way. Yes, Sassi is the player who has surprised me so far in this game, and the way she's able to use her body, how well she moves.
So you look at this world roster. You have McKeer representing Canada, Yetch representing Canada. Denia Prawl is not playing in this game with a lower body injury, but also representing Canada. Then you've got Sassi, who's come out with a real hot start from France. We mentioned Risa Shea and what she's done representing France. We've got a couple of Australians in this game. There's Prawl. Unfortunate the Tennessee commit could not get on the floor, but still there to cheer on her teammates. And just think about the overall game globally and how much it's grown as Betts gets an easy one underneath. It's just going to be so much fun to watch these countries continue to build what have already become pretty strong programs.
And what I love about this Nike Hoop Summit event is you get to see what will be the build-up to future Olympics early, right? These will be the players that will be playing down the line, you know, the not too near future.
Sassi's going to get more free throws. And I'll tell you what, Risa Shea and Sassi have a nice chemistry out on the court. She's already found her a couple times inside for some good looks.
Yeah, very good.
FIBA rules, and the big key is technical fouls do count. Not that I expect us to see any technical fouls at the Nike Hoop Summit, but you never know.
Yeah.
You expect the unexpected in this game.
Listen, I'm all for it.
So Chavez will set the offense in motion with Davidson.
Ooh.
Nice pass and the cut and finish. Skinner just has a feel for the game.
And Davidson with the patience, and she's a lot stronger than she may look. She's deceptively strong. She's thin and wiry, but got that pass up and over, and Skinner is always cutting to the basket.
Kickball called here, so they'll reset.
Sylvia, you say you're happy now, but when you came over here, you said, I'm angry right now. You're growling at me. Why are you so upset right now?
I'm growling because Team USA not rebounding right now, and I think that's a big part of what we lacking right now, because we can be up by a good 15 comfortably.
It's definitely a competitive game right now, Sylvia. Watching these young women, hearkening back to your time playing the game at this age, something like 2 decades ago, how's the game evolved?
It evolved a lot.
Grow this game on the U.S. side.
I'm just here as an ambassador, giving insight of what it takes to the next level, from high school to college, from college to the pros. But just giving them a little bit of insight, but also letting them understand that these are the foundations that you're trying to lay. And I think this is the great time for them to be getting that overseas exposure if they're going to be in the USA program.
Well, these young women out here are hoping to become a Sylvia Fowles. They're hoping to become a Simone.
Rebounding, just to check, and she's right. The world is up +4 right now on the glass, but it's just great to hear from Sylvia Fowles. I would argue that this Naismith class of Sue Bird, Sylvia Fowles, Maya Moore may be the greatest women's class of all time, but Sylvia was being very modest in terms of her hand and her involvement in USA Basketball. She also serves on some selection committees. The Junior National Team Committee member, which selects athletes for U18, U19 pipeline.
One of just the elite WNBA players that we've gotten to see throughout her career. Minnesota, obviously, you want to call it a dynasty that they.
Interesting, as you know, a future LSU Tiger knocks down a free throw while Sylvia is doing the interview. But what's interesting is I thought that the back-to-the-basket post player like Sylvia Fowles was a lost art. Risa Shea, that was nasty.
That was impressive. That was real impressive.
But Lauren Betts has brought back the back-to-the-basket post with just pure footwork and love to get down in the paint and bang, and I've enjoyed that aspect of her game.
We're seeing it from Sienna already getting inside early in this one. A nice floater. That's just a line drive that goes down for Jazzy Davidson.
I hadn't seen the post move from Jazzy Davidson. Back to the basket, just strong.
McDowell, and she does draw the contact.
Okay, Risa Shea representing France to get
Before
better.
the game today from
ethic.
Clackamas, Oregon.
And I've been a fan of her court vision.
Very close by here in Moda Center. All-time leader for 6'8" girls scoring in high school in Oregon with over 2,000 career points. One of 3 players to be named Naismith High School All-American first teamer this year, along with Betts and Chavez. So incredibly accomplished, averaged nearly 30 points per game in her senior season this past year as well. And USC fans are going to get real comfortable watching her continuing to dice defenses up just like that.
Yeah, and one thing Sylvia Fowles actually observed yesterday in practice, that who stood out to you so far? She said Jazzy Davidson. She said she does everything right. She makes the right read. She works hard. Good teammate.
Finds Spicer for the wide open triple.
Forced it at the rim. We found Popovich out of the perimeter.
Popovich played for ZKK Mega Basket, one of the elite programs over down there in Serbia. Not followed.
Team with China, with Uju Watkins, into the season, that ACL injury, you expect her to miss a lion's share of next year. What kind of impact do you expect Jazzy to have for the Trojans?
I think Jazzy Davidson should have a huge impact for the Trojans. They did have a couple players in the backcourt transfer, so it opens up some spots in the rotation. And I think what Lindsay Gottlieb will love most is her defensive tenacity. I mean, I really enjoyed watching USC on that side of the ball. And you think about her alongside Maddie Smith from USC, who is a dog defensively. Good luck doing anything on offense with those two. Kennedy Smith, obviously an alum of the Nike Hoop Summit game, had a big game last year with 24 points in this contest.
Played 34 minutes, major minutes being played. US did have 2 that didn't see the floor for a variety of reasons, including Sarah Strong, who just went on a ridiculous run to win the NCAA tournament. Davidson, to your point on the defensive intensity, we've seen her get in a couple passing lanes early in this first half. Her willingness to kind of get in there.
Awards program managers, the world.
And really stood out, the 3 assists, and now looking to add some more at the free throw line. The rebound there, bounce it, Swain on the cut.
Team USA has had some excellent timed cuts here in the first half of this game, including Swain out of Georgia, going to play her college basketball at Stanford. Stanford's got a couple in this contest as well.
On that reload and the hope to get back to the NCAA tournament after missing for the first time since the 80s. That was ridiculous. A little spin, a little up, a little under, and Isla McDowell has it all in her bag.
A little hops, a little hang time. You can see why Dawn Staley's so excited, spoke highly of her game in terms of her leadership, felt like she could be a captain one day for the Gamecocks.
Davidson responds with a triple. I mean, think about, Dawn. She's not just handing out compliments. If she says it, she means it. And to say that she has the possibility or potential of being a captain for South Carolina one day, that is massive praise from one of the best in the business. As again, Davidson steps in the passing lane and then throws it back to Hines.
Says a lot for your maturity. I mean, that's what coaches are looking for when you come in. And you can do this too, by the way.
Step back, a little too strong. Weak side of rebound, fought for and taken in. The U.S. looking to extend what has been a nice run in this second quarter. It's the opposite of what we saw in last year's game. Davidson, again, short. And McDowell rips down the board.
Yeah, McDowell getting active. Her game reminds me a lot of Cheyenne Sellers, who will be drafted on Monday night to the WNBA Player College Ball at Maryland.
Shales bottom on the triple.
Beautiful looking shot there from Shales, long range.
Averaged 14 points, 7 rebounds, 6 assists per game in the WNBL this past season. Back down, Grace Knox, tough one, doesn't go. And then scooped up, the World will take it across with Shales, who's been a big-time initiator for this offense in this first half. She'll go right at Davidson, using the body, and she's got the hoop and harm with a chance for 3.
And I was just getting ready to say, the WNBL is a grown woman's league, and that's a grown woman's move there by Shales. Just
an 8-point game, just under 4 to play. I mean, you think of what Lauren Jackson's impact has been for the sport overall, but certainly for Australian basketball. You see someone like Sandy Brondello win the WNBA title as the head Nike Hoop Summit on the women's side. And Shales brings this to a 7-point game. Swain stays out there, some light pressure here in the backcourt from the World. Zakiya Johnson breaks it, no problem. Open look, a little too strong from Crump with a long rebound, fought for, finally claimed by the World, nearly a giveaway. It's going to go out of bounds and stay back here. It'll be a turnover back to the United States. Looked like the U.S. last to get the hand on it, but 11 turnovers now for the World.
B. Alexander rewarded for the hustle there.
So Alexander on the floor along with Knox as they get it into Knox. Handoff, Crump on the outside, puts the head down, couldn't get to in the paint. Offensive rebound, second chance for the U.S. It's Swain dancing. Alexander bodies, kicks. Crump off the screen, 3 to shoot. Just gonna have to force one up, and a shot clock violation.
Great defense by the World there, because every ball coming off the glass, she's always in position to rebound, and that will bode well at LSU, where they're losing Anissa Morrow to the WNBA, and Knox can get to the glass with the best of them.
I was about to say I apologize to Knox because I knew you were going to give her praise, and I kept getting in the way.
Oh, no, it's okay. I was getting in your way, actually. No, I like to cut you off.
That's all right. I'm more than happy to have you coming off. Whatever you're going to say is going to be more interesting. But another offensive rebound for the U.S. Crump's open and knocks down the triple. Made 61 threes this past year in her senior season of high school at Montverde, legendary basketball academy over the last several years, especially on the men's side where they've been dominant. Some Faye couldn't finish. Oh, the transition has been impressive for the U.S. Alexander gets in front for the easy deuce.
Nice pass by Swain. Alexander playing her college basketball at Cincinnati, staying home. That's a big get for the Bearcats.
Highest rated recruit in program history. Another chance for 3 from an Australian. This time it's Some Faye getting inside.
I feel like Australia's taking over right now for the World a little bit. Some Faye.
Some Faye to the free throw line, committed to Stanford, one of 3 Stanford commits along with Swain and Eschmeyer in this game. Just felt so at home when she had her visit there, played at IMG, and of course has the own international experience, including last year's U17 World Cup, leading Australia in scoring at nearly 14.5 per game over the course of the tournament.
Well, when she said she felt at home after spending some extra time at the library, I said, you should definitely be going to Stanford.
Right.
That sounds about right.
So I saw the books, I was inspired.
Yeah, I think that sounds like a Stanford commit if I've ever heard of one, but that's quite a class. Right there with 3 of those 4 players right here on this court. Kay Pay, who's filling in for the big shoes now of the legendary Tara Vanderveer.
Yeah, that's an understatement.
Definitely getting Stanford back to grace with this recruiting class.
Those are Shaq level size shoes, like size 24, whatever he wears.
Yeah, I know, right?
And mentioned they missed the tournament for the first time since 1988, but that recruiting class is expected to return them, not necessarily to the Final Four in year 1, but you'd expect that they're going to compete. And Some Faye, the 5 for the World. Chavez back out there for the U.S. Alexander as well, with Eschmeyer, Crump. Second free throw goes as Johnson rounds out the 5 for the U.S. So the Team World here just sticking around enough. U.S. looked like they were ready to make a run and extend this to a legitimate, sizable deficit for the World, but they've done a good job of retaliating. Nice pass inside Chavez, then knocked away. Good hands by Makir, and it's out of bounds to the World. Or is it? We're going to confer. Looked like it went off a leg, and it did. So now the U.S. is caught sleeping a little bit here. If the World can capitalize, they won't. Approaching 1 minute to play in this first half, and a clock issue. Let's see where they reset. Currently at 1:15 and 24. 1:14 and 24. I'm all for claiming it as my own, too.
I'll tell you where I got that from at halftime.
All right, I look forward to it.
Little before your time.
McKeer leave it around the horn for Ricochet with 10 to shoot and a minute to play in the first half. Ricochet showing off the length. 2 more coming.
Boy, they say bend it like Beckham, but Ricochet put some bend on that finish on the right side. Same.
In this first half, and we've seen an array of moves that have really turned some heads in this building. There's 5 points, but has made an impact in the minutes that she's been given so far. 6 straight points for the World, looking to make it 7 and bring it back to a 5-point game and claim the momentum going into the half.
Ricochet played professionally in France for Lyon. Was the MVP of the 2023 U16 European Championships and led France to a title. And led the team in scoring, assists, blocks, and steals. You can see how that could happen with what we have watched and witnessed so far today.
Yeah, one of those players with just fingerprints all over the game. Another turnover. McKeer get it up ahead. Popovich attacks, sidestep, and another foul.
Yeah, you talked about it, Noah. Coach Rolfes is not going to be happy with this finish for Team US.
Gotten more aggressive when they went down double digits. The U.S. pulled away, hit a couple of threes, got out in transition. Since then, they've gone into attack mode, gotten into the paint at will, and really have lived at the free throw line in the final couple minutes of this first half. And Popovich makes it a 1-possession game. It's a 9-0 run for Team World. 2-point opportunity if U.S. hurries here. And a little bit of a zone look defensively for the World. Chavez pulls. Rebound claimed. Strong hands inside by Sissi. Or make it Yetch who's in the game. And then she gets converged. A jump ball's called firm. And it will be United States basketball. So Zakiya Johnson is going to head back towards the bench with a timeout called. 26.6 seconds remaining in these final moments of the first half of our first of 2 games here. The Nike national team in the 2000 Olympics losing to the U.S. in a fairly tight game in the gold medal game. He'll get inside, knocked out of bounds, will stay with the U.S. He had 15 points in that game, by the way. He led France in scoring. So clearly an athletic family, and the basketball IQ that both her and her brother Zachary have gained from their father has been on full display. Skinner tried to get it in, intercepted. And now shot clock off. We'll see if Team World tries to hold for 1. It looks like that's what Carly Clark is trying to implore her team to do.
And she's saying, wait, I don't think Popovich heard that. Okay, maybe caught it just now.
Now Ricochet with 7 seconds left. Hook it, open, 3 ball. A little too short from Yetch. Rebound finally taken in, but a little too late for Skinner to do anything with it.